some salsa going on there.
No, man.
Good deal.
Hey, people.
Right.
What's up, my good people? My good people. It's Trayvon Pratt with AIM. Always improving the man. I got a special guest, a power person for you guys today. My guy, Roman, man.
What's going on?
Yes, sir. As y'all probably have seen in the beginning, I'm gonna try to put a clip out here of what this guy does. I'll let him explain more, but he's really into music. So what do you do?
So I'm a percussionist, hand percussionist. I also play drum set, but I'm mainly known for hand percussion. So that's, if you've seen congas or bongos, djembe, stuff like that. I play all that kind of stuff.
Some good stuff. So
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Some salsa going on there. There you go. Yeah.
Some good stuff, man. I met this brother through another powerful brother of mine, Mr. Marcus Bassett. All doing this type of stuff. It was a powerful connection. You know it when you feel it. You know, I felt his presence. We had a few brief moments just to chat it up, and we realized, you know, there was a pattern. We met through real estate. We was both wholesaling real estate, and we realized, like, it's simple to do, but why is it so hard? Why is it such a challenge, right?
Yeah, for sure.
It's the mindset. So what I want to ask you, Roman, is like where you are now. Let's go to the beginning. How did you start? How did it start for you? Like where are you now, and how did it start for you? Like,
so, as far as now, well, from the beginning.
Let's go.
I started when I was 5 years old.
We get deep.
I'm gonna be 30 this year, so
nice.
I've been doing this for a little while, and I just started at home. You know, started playing with family, and you know, just my parents, and just having a little apartment in New Jersey, and those are like my first gigs, so to speak. And I was playing in front of the family, just family get-togethers. Fast forward, you know, about 17, 18 years old, I go on my first little tour. Went to a couple different states.
Nice.
So that was a cool experience. And I was doing gigs around town. So here in Richmond, Virginia, I definitely played with a decent amount of groups here. In Northern Virginia, done some traveling. So from there, I come into the pandemic like everyone else. So pandemic hits. I had gigs from March 2020 to about November of that year, and all of it gone.
Ooh,
like that.
Ooh,
and thankfully, you know, I do have a full-time job.
Yeah.
So music is my passion, but I don't play full-time.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I did have still the job, where a lot of my friends and fellow musicians that do this full time weren't so fortunate.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was a time where I was just stuck at home like everyone else, you know, didn't have nothing to do. And for years, I wanted to create a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I started one. 2020 came, didn't have nothing to do, and my wife was like, hey, you're not doing nothing. You're literally not doing anything. No gigs. That's it. And myself, if I didn't do music, I was gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
That's my passion. That's what I've always done. And you know, not having that outlet was gonna impact a lot. So I took my wife's advice. I started a YouTube channel. So it's been now a little over a year of consistently uploading videos, and this is on a weekly basis. So I've gone and reached over a little bit over 1,500 subscribers within a year. Nice. So I'm definitely grateful, you know, very thankful. I'm still a small channel, you know, compared to others, of course, you know, but it's those little wins, you know, that you get, and that's it. It's one of those things where I'm just, consistency is the key. That's the biggest thing, guys.
To everything.
You know?
Well, that's awesome, man. For one, shout out to you, shout out to Wifey, because we often need that support. We often need
Right.
that push. It was like, yo, like you want to do it. Why aren't you doing it?
Mm-hmm.
You have the capability to do it.
Yeah.
Do it. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like sometimes that's the assurance you need. It's like, oh my goodness, like thank you.
Right.
So shout out to her for getting you started, and that is huge. You say it's small. It's only small in comparison.
Yeah.
It's not small. That's huge. You got 1,500 people that subscribe to your channel that's like interacting with you.
For sure. For
You
sure.
never know how many people that you're actually impacting.
So it's funny you say that. In the beginning, when I first started, everyone that has a YouTube channel, you go through that, man, how's my videos performing? Are they doing well? You know what I'm saying?
Value.
Yeah, so you become like an analytics fiend.
Yes.
You're always looking at your app and seeing how the video's performing, all that stuff. So, I was no different. I was the same guy.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. To me right now, I don't care.
Yeah.
I just, as long as the videos I'm putting out there provide value to my viewers and new folks that come and watch the videos on the channel, that's all that matters,
Yeah.
What I do look at is the locations that the viewers are in.
Mm-hmm.
I get folks that are watching videos in the UK and Mexico, Spain, the Philippines. I get people from all over the world that watch these videos, and I'm amazed because it's really amazing,
It is.
One looks at themselves and they're kind of like, oh, I'm just a normal guy, and I am just a normal guy, just like you and all of you.
Yeah.
I'm no different. But it's amazing how just that little bit of effort and a little bit of passion that you put into what you love can impact so many people. And so it's just been a huge blessing, man. Being able to connect with so many people across the world regarding music and percussion and what I do. So far, it's been a beautiful experience, and I'm just very grateful and thankful, for the opportunity.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. This guy, he's being very humble, but there's a lot of power in here. He has a lot of info, a lot of wisdom and experience and some things I want you to tap into. So 2020 hit, right? And we all had to, basically go into that recluse.
Right.
How did you handle that? What happened? You had a revelation, I would say. What triggered it? What was going on?
Well, just being stuck home. For one, I'm a homebody. I prefer to be home. That's just me. I'm not really a going out like crazy kind of guy. It's not my thing.
Yeah.
When I go out, it's normally I'm working and doing something music related. But so I had comfort being home, to be honest. During the pandemic. But it was one of those things where you're stuck.
Mm-hmm.
There were times where my wife and I are like, hey, let's go do something. And there was nothing to do. Everything was closed. No events were allowed. All the events that were scheduled throughout the year were all canceled. Yeah. So I had to have some kind of peace, and just being home.
Yeah.
Which wasn't easy. My full-time job, I was working home, my wife working from home. And that can be a little challenging, You're just there all the time and in each other's space, which isn't bad, but, when you're thinking about the long term of what this pandemic has been and you're just stuck at home and you're kind of like hovering all over each other all the time, it can bring challenges. So, it was just a little bit of that, just figuring out a way to how to deal with that.
What's the mindset that you got to tap into, like when it comes to starting a new venture?
Wow. If you're not consistent, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. I don't care if it's a business, new opportunity, a job, whatever. If you're not consistent, you're going to fail.
Oh,
It's just it's a fact.
yes.
It is. And look, you can watch as many YouTube videos about, how to progress and how to fix your mind and all this stuff, because I've been there. I've been there too.
Yeah.
But at some point, you have to take action.
You have to do it.
You have to do something. So I was stuck in my mind, no gigs. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. But I had thought about doing a YouTube channel for years. And I had that self-doubt, having that self-doubt and just worrying about if you're worthy enough of being on a video, or could you, like, what makes you so special to do a YouTube channel, something like that. You're thinking of all these things in your mind, that it's like, why not?
Yeah.
If anything, the people that are doing it and you're watching them do it, they're people just like you.
Come on.
They just made the choice, made the decision to take action. So, that's the biggest thing. When I had that conversation with my wife, and she's like, now's the time. If you're going to do a YouTube channel, now is the time. And I said, okay. So this is what I did. Upstairs, right? Upstairs, I have a room that was empty, and the whole house is hardwood floors. Now that, for you musicians, or those of you out there doing videos, you guys know, hardwood floors, not the greatest thing. There's a lot of echo. Yeah, it's not good for sound. So I remember it was completely empty.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with one of my friends that also has a YouTube channel, a very popular one. But I had a conversation with him, just trying to feed some information, see what I could get as far as how to start this.
Yeah.
And what I had to do was soundproof the room the best possible way.
Right.
So I had to do a bunch of DIY stuff. I went on Amazon, on eBay, bought a bunch of cheap, like, soundproofing things, and just converted the room. And I did it all by myself.
It looks dope, by the way.
I appreciate it. I tried to spend the least amount of money possible. You don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do this either, by the way. So it takes that, I didn't have no one to come and help me do this.
Yeah.
I didn't have someone that was an expert on sound to come and say, hey, how can I do this? Or spend thousands of dollars to even get them to my house for them to quote me something that they can do. I didn't have that, So I had to learn on my own. And I just did it. I just had to do it. If you want it bad enough, you're going to do it. That's another thing. If you want it bad enough, you're going to do it. Another thing, a lot of people like to think about equipment, like cameras. People always think about that. That was one thing I thought about too. You don't need a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 camera to start. You don't. They're beautiful. I love them. Okay, I can appreciate the quality that you get from them. But I didn't have that money for that. So I just used my phone, and still to this day, with 1,500 subscribers, I use my phone. Okay, now I do have some sound equipment and things to, provide a professional, provide professional sound, professional quality. But as far as the videos and everything's done on my phone. Another thing, I had to learn how to video edit on my own. Okay?
Big.
I'm giving you guys a lot of game right now.
Yeah.
Okay? So I hope you're taking notes if you're looking to start a channel.
Yeah.
Learn how to do your own video editing.
Yeah.
It was very intimidating for me. Extremely intimidating for me to start learning how to video edit.
Yes.
Very hard. In the beginning, it's very hard. And even then, I'm not an expert by any means. I do very basic editing stuff. But I can get by, so far.
Yeah.
So, but it's one of those things where you have to learn new skills. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to adapt new processes. You have to adapt to new systems, new way of doing things. I mentioned earlier that I do videos consistently. Consistently doing videos is key. I made a promise when I started this channel, I was gonna do it the right way. I started the channel with full intention in doing it on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, it was hard. Very hard. Okay? Every week, you gotta do a video.
And edit it.
And edit it.
And upload it.
Yep. And this is still working a full-time job.
Yeah.
Quick story. My very first video, you can look it up. My very first video was a vlog. And one of the bands I'm in, shout out to the guys in Cadencia. Much love, those my brothers right there. My brother and I co-musical direct that band.
Nice.
Awesome band in Richmond. But when the folk festival was canceled here in Richmond that year, they did like a virtual kind of concert recording.
Nice.
So we went to the studio and actually did a video recording for that special that they had. I did a vlog on that. So go check it out. My very first video ever. I'll give it a Trey. He'll leave it down in the description for you.
It's gonna be in the description.
If you see that video, there's quite a few like different editing tricks. It took me a month to do that video. I still feel like that first video was my hardest video ever.
That was the challenge, man.
It was my hardest video to date. And I had to learn all these things. I had to become a Google head. Just Google everything, YouTube everything, and just figure it out. I really had to jump in with both feet and do it.
Yeah.
It's not my most popular video, but it's the one that I've gotten the most satisfaction out of because, you know, it was the most challenging. It was the one to get me over that hump, you know, to start. That's what I was saying, you know, just being disciplined and just going for it. Don't doubt yourself and do it. Just do it.
Let me tell you, man, that's powerful. You tapped on a lot of things. You got to pay attention to what happened. For one, that was the doubts. That was the what if, the hypothetical, I might not, and who am I, and that type of thinking. And it's very common. It's easy. Like, it's easy to think yourself into a downward spiral. And this is why it's important when you think of something that you get excited about, act on it immediately.
Right.
Act on it right away, because that will cancel out the time it takes for thinking yourself out of things to set in. So act on it right away. Even if you don't have the type of support around you that, man, you are great. You have this. You can do this. So go ahead and do it. Shout out to your wife.
Yeah.
She pushed them. Like,
absolutely.
yo, like, there was no reason why you're not doing it. There's no real reason. You can put all of the thoughts that you want into it, but you have what you need to do it. And then, like you said, just jumping into it. You don't know all of what you got to do. You're not going to know everything.
Right.
You can try to research as much as you want, but you're not going to know everything. So when you're starting a new venture, when you're starting something, pace yourself, be patient with yourself, and do it step by step. Don't try to do, because when you're researching, you want to know the whole scope. You on step 10, when really you still at step 1.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm tired, what I got to do here? I ain't even did this yet. Or I'm like, dang, I'm not good enough for this. I need to learn this, but you still haven't done this. Just pace yourself, take your time, do it one step at a time, and you'll keep climbing.
Yeah.
You'll keep climbing, man.
For sure. Yeah. And just to add to that, give yourself grace. Give yourself grace. Okay? You're not a superstar. You're not an all-star. You are just building. You're building right now. You're in a building foundation.
Right.
Okay? So, like Trey said, you're not going to know everything. I didn't know everything when I started. Okay? And guess what? I still don't know anything. Everything. Still don't know. There's so much I still have to learn. Okay? I'm continuously learning. Always. You have to be a student. The second that you think that you know everything, you're done. Because you cannot progress from there.
Come on.
You can't.
Come on, bro.
It's true. You can't.
Come on, bro.
You know, you have to be a student.
Yes.
You know, you have to continuously be a student. One of my favorite conga player of all time is Giovanni Hidalgo.
Okay.
Giovanni, he's a left-handed percussionist, master percussionist, incredible.
Ooh.
But even he says, I'm still learning every day.
Every day.
Every day. Okay? This man's a master of what he does. He's still learning. Okay? So it doesn't matter, how great you end up becoming. You're still, don't let your head get so big. You have to keep that humility and be willing to adapt and be willing to just appreciate new things that come.
Yes.
So.
Because he who knows it all knows nothing.
Correct.
He who knows it all knows nothing. And that's why we're always improving the mind. No one person can tell you they know all about how mindset works, how the brain works. We literally, like science has proven, we only use up to 10% of our brain. So imagine if you can unlock 15%. What would that look like? What would that be like? Like, it'd be crazy. It'll be supernatural because we don't use that much. Even geniuses don't use that much capacity of the brain.
Right.
So if you can tap into something like that, like imagine that. That's why we're always improving. There's something else that you can learn. Don't ever feel like you just got it all. And that's when you become fixed. You have a fixed mindset versus a growth mindset. And like you said, like, you can't grow with that, man. You wanna grow. You wanna continue improving. You wanna do better. You wanna know more. Let's be honest. Like, you wanna know more. The more you know, the less of a gamble it is. The more you know, the more you can apply. And I'm gonna tell you now, applied knowledge is power, not just knowledge. Because you can know some things and you don't do nothing with it. Then what good is it?
True.
So applied knowledge is power. And man, that's it, man. Like, he who knows it all knows nothing. So be willing to learn and then apply what you learn. Fail forward, they say.
Yeah, definitely. They say when you start a YouTube channel, your first 100 videos are probably going to be trash.
I'm still ain't there yet.
And I think my channel is, it's about like around 70, between 70 and 80 videos, something like that. I don't remember.
And he already got 1,500 subscribers, bro. That's powerful, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah,
it's powerful.
I mean, it's, I don't even know what to say. It really is, I never would have imagined, this quick channel would have gotten this many subscribers.
Yeah.
I'm super thankful. I mean, everyone that subscribes to the channel, they're super supportive and, they reach out and they ask questions. And I've given some of the subscribers some lessons, they've been interested. And I'm just sharing the little bit that I know.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all it is. It's just a little bit of a different approach from others that you see on YouTube. But, it's still sharing. Still sharing. And I'm just grateful. That's it. I really am.
That's awesome, man. You are the value. Let me repeat that. You are the value. So you putting out anything, like, and you questioning whether or not it's going to be somebody out there can resonate with it, you can. Like he said, his very first video, and a lot of us YouTubers do this, is the first, like, we leave our videos the way they are. Even though we learned more, we know how to edit, we know how to do a thumbnail. First one ain't got no thumbnail, none of that. Even though we learn more, we leave it as it is, because we can go back and look at where we were to where we are now. And that is a great thing to be, like, it's tangible. It's like, yo, I've grown from that point. And that very first one, it's like you had to learn so much and accommodate so much and try this and that. Like, you're trying a new thing. It shows. It shows. That's why those first videos are, like, precious to us. So check out his first video, like I said, in the description. You can definitely go look at my progression. Like, man, I ain't do nothing with lighting. Was sound, like, it was all over the place, if you ask me. But it was a beautiful thing. I was like, look at that. And not only that, with my content, I could hear me. It was some videos that I was like, I'm not paying attention to because it's not really edited. I just let it roll one day. And then it was like, who was that talking? And it was something that I said that I had to remind myself of. It was perfect. So I could backtrack to exactly what I needed. And that's the beautiful thing when you're starting something new, whether it's a channel, whether it's a blog, whether it's a page, whether it's a business, whether it's, working out, or when you're starting something new, it's for you.
Right.
And it's tangible because you can always like track that. It's measurable. You can go back to like where you were versus, where you are now, what you had to go through. And anytime you go through anything, anytime you start anything, there are going to be challenges. When you overcome those, when you accomplish those, it builds your confidence, your self-assuredness. Like, I've been through something. I've been through that. I've done that. I've made that happen. So whatever else is in front of me, I could do that too. I can overcome that hurdle as well.
For sure.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And that's what I love about it. So, yeah. You got anything else for my people?
It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here with you guys. Trey's a good friend. So, I'm happy to see the growth on your channel as well.
Thank you, man.
You guys keep doing your thing. If you guys want to reach me at all, I'm Roman Percussion on YouTube.
Yes, sir.
Roman Percussion. And also Roman Percussion. Follow me on Instagram as well.
Yes,
Roman
sir.
Percussion. And just DM me. If any of you guys are interested in lessons at all, or you have any kind of questions, feel free. Just reach out.
Yes, sir. And all of that will be in the description. All of it. All right. Thank you, my brother, for coming in.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Much love, man.
All
Appreciate
love,
it.
man.
Yeah.
It's all love. And
Conga, Will